Ryanair Airline was founded in 1984 by Tony Ryan, Christopher Ryan, and Liam Lonergan as a small Irish airline. It was named after the co-founders and launched the following year in 1985. After a difficult start, it flourished under the leadership of CEO Michael O'Leary, a colourful character. He remodeled it as a no frills airline, adopting a low fare model with no free food and drink and removing TV screens from seats. Today, it's the largest airline in Europe by passenger numbers. On average, 12 to 20 million passengers fly with Ryanair every month, with over 3,600 flights flying daily. It operates in 35 countries in Europe and Morocco in North Africa. It has over 600 planes, mainly Boeing 737s, with a 2 by 3 layout and holding around 150 passengers. I've never flown in any low budget European airline before. There was no direct flight from my home city of Liverpool to Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina. So I chose Ryanair as it was the cheapest option and had the most number of flights. Here's my journey.
Always panic. That's why normally all the time, my wife's like, well, why do I have to leave early anyway? I like to be safe in it.
You're right, it's better to go early than.
Yeah. Before that, because if it's busy, security check might take a long time.
Here we go. First time flying from Liverpool, Alhamdulillah. Very good experience so far. Very good experience. Very fast in the security. Much more bigger. The airline, the airport is a lot more bigger than expected. The staff are incredibly friendly. So yeah, well done Liverpool. Great start.
Yeah, good.
Here we go.
I take time off that week because it's George's 21st.
Milan Bergamo Airport, you are awful. You made us wait nearly 2 hours just for the security, etc. Honestly, it's absolutely dreadful, absolutely dreadful. I've got a connecting flight in just over an hour, thankfully. But I was panicking because it wasn't moving at all. I don't get it. And they even say like non-EU passport holders waiting is at 1 hour. It's absolutely awful. It's just not good enough, honestly. Put a lot of people off from coming here.
Chiamata finale per i passeggeri del volo EasyJet 00062 in partenza per Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen. Siete pregati di recarvi immediatamente all'uscita B5.
God help anyone who's traveling from B2 gate. My God, it's got the longest U-turn on this planet. But listen, what a view, what a view. How can you stay angry on Milan Bergamo Airport with the most amazing mountain view? Absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. And the Italian accent, love it.
The door now caution, so only way to the airport is carried by car. And if you wish to magazine for Carlo, please contact you.
Sarajevo looks exactly like Bergamo. What an experience, Sarajevo already. Security super fast, super quick, very nice people as well. Very, very small airport as it looks like so far, but the scene outside was absolutely amazing. Honestly, I'm loving Bosnia already. I don't think I've ever gone past through security at that speed the way I have done here as well. You know, they're absolutely lovely human being, and already Bosnia's made me smile. Really looking forward to it. Dobre došli u Sarajevo. Welcome to Sarajevo. Having a great time already, honest to God. Just getting out of the airport. The ease of access in terms of getting the currency, getting the internet sorted, everything is a breeze. They're very efficient. They just get on with it. Loving it, loving it. Just getting the bus now to the station, to the center, city center, where my apartment is based. So yeah, inshallah, find the bus stop now. This seems like the bus stop. So this is the bus stop, but the taxis have been intimidating a little bit by stopping here, trying to get some tourists and whatnot, but no one's given away. They think they're clever, but tourists, we've traveled a little bit ourselves, you know. We're not stupid either, so yeah, everyone's just waiting for the bus. Tell you what, Sarajevo, wow, honestly, the hills and everything's not far from Bergamo, not far from Bergamo in Milan as well. I mean, honestly, I'm blown away. I didn't expect this. And even the airport, lovely design, simple, quick, fast, efficient. A lot like what Bosnia is, I guess.
Sljedeće stajalište Pofarići.
The bed is rock solid. Bad idea. Wood. It's like Bangladesh. Thin mattress and rock solid. I just bang my ass along the frame. Not good. You know, Ryanair seems to have a reputation amongst a lot of people out there, which isn't based upon the experience that I have. So I've heard family and friends over the years call Ryanair Robin Air and saying it's one of the worst airline and people only go on it out of desperation. And likes of Jet2 and EasyJet are better than Ryanair. A lot of people that I spoke to said that EasyJet is a notch above Ryanair and Jet2 is a notch above EasyJet. So that seems to be the hierarchy. Now, obviously, I've not used EasyJet or Jet2, so I cannot, remark based on my experience. But you know what? I actually really liked Ryanair. I thought their staff were really friendly. I thought there was a lot of good leg space within the both of the planes. In terms of it was clean, it smelled decent. Yeah, and of course, there's no thrill airlines, but it was good. There was plenty of obviously windows. The odd occasion, I was lucky to look out and be sat next to a window. Unfortunately, coming towards Sarajevo, I wasn't. There are a few things that I think Ryanair can improve upon. One is a catch-22 one, and that's the price. Obviously, they show the lowest price, and then that's what lures all of us in. That's what draws all of us into it. booking the ticket. And then when you go to book, then you realize that it doesn't include your check bag or a cabin bag. You have to pay extra for a check bag. For a 10 kilo one, is more or less double the price. And then it adds up then when it comes to seat allocation as well. Now, one of the passengers said to me that you can also not pay for the seat. And I was a bit confused. I was like, how does that, I mean, how is that possible? He said, well, they do have a randomly allocated seat option as well, but it's not that visible. And if you select that, then Ryanair gives you any seat, and then you do not pay a single penny. And I was like, oh, bloody hell, I could have saved about 50, 60 quid, if I had seen that, if I had spotted that option. The drawback with that option, though, is that if there's 2 or 3 people that's applying, if you're booking for 2, 3 people, they will allocate you a lot of the times away from each other. So whereas the likes of EasyJet and Jet2 will sit you next to each other, if there's 2 seats available, Ryanair, whether it's through just malicious intent or just randomness, they will literally try to make you 2 sit as far away from each other as possible. I think it's more malicious intent or just some dark humor that they've got. But whatever that is, I mean, if you want to save yourself money, choose the randomly allocated seat option. Was surprised. Another thing that I didn't like is that they don't have chargers on the charging capability within the planes as well. So obviously we all rely on mobile, we all rely on our internet, we all rely on phone calls, etc. And a lot of the airports also do not have free charging ports as well. Especially some of the ones that I've been to as well, they have where you have to pay, and then you really have a mobile that's not fully charged or a device that's not fully charged, it can be a bit dangerous for you as well. So that's a little bit frustrating that they don't have that within their planes. At least with no TV, no nothing, not even serving the food, it would be nice that if they could add that capability of being able to charge your mobile for free. That way you get something out of it, More than that, like I said, my experience was really good. What surprised me in the journey was how, when I got the plane from Liverpool to Bergamo, Milan, how empty the Ryanair was. About 60%, 50 to 60% was full. And that surprised me. I expected a lot more. Most people were going to Spain, but I also didn't expect, as very few people as I did, Italy won. But it could also be the case that, we flew 7 o'clock in the morning, one of the earliest flights, so maybe that's why, that was the case. But coming from Bergamo, Milan to Sarajevo, every space was taken. Every space was taken, and all by white Italians. So that really shocked me, because I could not believe the amount of Italians that were coming to Sarajevo for vacation. I thought, wow, that blew my mind. And they were different age group as well. They were young, middle-aged, even elderly, super excited like myself, to come to Sarajevo. But to see so many white Italians do that, I just didn't expect it. I just thought, okay, the country is beautiful. I just did not think that they'd come to Sarajevo. I don't know why, but it just didn't come to my mind. So that was a very, very pleasant surprise, and everyone was well behaved. The Ryanair staff are really, really good. My experience with them was they were incredibly friendly. They were very helpful as well, and they did their job well. I didn't use the toilet, so I don't know what that was like. What else? One of the worst experience of my life was being stuck in Bergamo, Milan for 2 hours. I just could not believe it. I mean, I could not believe every one of us who had a non-EU passport, i.e. British citizens, etc. We were crawling. They had one gate open, for the immigration, 1 or 2, and then it was just not moving at all. And I was fuming, everyone was fuming. For a lot of people, it's the first time experience, and everyone was like, you know what, never again. Never again do I want to come to Bergamo, Milan if this was going to happen. And it was really pushing me for my flight to Sarajevo. I had a 5 hour gap, but then the 5 hour was just ate into by that whole fiasco. And what made it worse is I was leaving from gate B2 from the departure lounge in Bergamo, and that was, I swear to God, it was about like a mile away. It was a mile away from when you enter the airport and you know where gate B2 is. It's just, and it's a full U-turn that you have to do. It's the most frustrating gate I've ever experienced in any of my travels. But the scene was spectacular. You know, as soon as you look out, you got hills, mountains, you got beautiful greenery, houses on the hillside as well, looking really stunning. And that's what sort of relaxed you, just that view, looking out. But I did not like the Bergamo experience at all. I thought the Italian airport staff were not rude, but a little bit moody, and they were fast, quick, and it's just like, okay, go, 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 get out of our way, just get on with your thing and whatnot. It didn't feel like a warm experience. And maybe because they're Italian, they're quite passionate, they express themselves, etc. But when you've got an international audience, you have to understand people come from so many different cultures. And okay, we are open to your culture, but you also have to show a level of warmth and empathy when you've got people who doesn't understand Italian or who are a bit lost. It's the first time they're in an airport as well, in that airport. Anyway, in contrast, the Sarajevo one, Bosnian one, were phenomenal. Really fast, really quick. Welcomes there. Enjoy your trip. See you later. That's it. Simple as. There was no messing around. Quick, fast, efficient. And even though Bergamo and Sarajevo airports have similar hills and similar surroundings, and obviously Bergamo is much more beautiful because it's much more wealthy, Sarajevo was much more of a better experience. Now, I'd rather have a poor person treat me nice than a rich person treat me like shit, and that was the analogy that I'll use when it comes to Bergamo and Sarajevo. But yeah, overall, I would say to people out there, I've within budgeted flight for the first time, and it was with Ryanair. They were really good. They were slightly on the expensive side because it added up, but still cheaper than most of the flights. And I'd happily use them again. And I wouldn't have any qualms. And I would also recommend you guys to at least try them once and see what your experiences are. And even if Jet2, EasyJet, and whoever else is better, Ryanair isn't bad either. It's a good option to have as well. So yeah, that's me done for today. It's been a long, long day. I'm shattered. I went out. I went out in the rain in Sarajevo. I didn't have a cap or umbrella, unfortunately. I've got that amount of hair, as you guys know already, and I'm feeling the cold now. So tired, shattered. Hope you guys love this review, and keep me in your prayers. And God willing, I'll be able to do a lot more better work with you, supporting me as well. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. Look after yourself and look after your loved one as well. Allah Hafiz.